All right, guys, welcome to Uncaged. My name's Louis Gaudinot. I'm joined here today with UFC fighter Shane Burgos. What's going on, Shane?
What's up,
How you doing today?
I'm good. Just
Hanging in there?
Yep.
So let's get right into it. How did we meet? We met at headquarters, right?
Yeah, you beat the shit out of me. That's the first time I met you.
No.
Yeah. Beat the brakes off me. Couldn't
Low
walk
kicks?
after that. Yep.
Low kicks?
I mean, I was 17 years old and I was 5'11". You're not the tallest guy in the world, so you see me, you're like, all right, this is fresh meat. You were a pro, I think, or just going pro, and I was
2008.
maybe like 7. Because 2009 I graduated. I think I met you, yeah, around maybe the end of 2007, 2008.
So I wasn't even, I was an amateur then.
Yeah,
So
I was training at night, and then you showed up one day, and I was like, oh, this is the fighter guy, the green hair. I was like, oh, crap. And then you're like, all right. Charlie's like, yeah, you're going to go with Shane. We did a round, and you just low-kicked me so many times. And I had a 45-minute drive back home, and I got out of the car. Like, you know, it doesn't, in the moment it hurts, but 45 minutes sitting down, I go to get out of the car, I'm like, oh my God. And you kicked both my legs, too. So, even my back leg. So I was like, what is going on? Yeah, so that's how we met.
You've hit me the hardest I've ever been hit in training.
That's funny because I don't remember that.
It was in the ring. I think you were still an amateur at the time. And you hit me with a right hand. And it's literally the only time I saw stars. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, it was just a clean right hand.
It wasn't that clean though. You ate it. So.
No, I think I held it in a little bit.
I actually, same story about you. Like, we never really spar. We weren't main training partners.
Right.
You fight at 25, I fight at, I started my career at 35 that most people don't know about. But so we did start out training a little bit. But I remember training for my pro debut. I was fighting a shorter guy. So I was sparring with you for one of my rounds. And you hit me with a shot to my ribs. And I still have you can see it in my rib. It sticks out of my shirt.
Oh, you got a little bump.
Yeah, you can see that.
Oh, that's Lewis.
My rib cage shifted. And I remember like, oh, going like this. And I would just put my hands down. And I was like, all right, let's finish the rest of the round here. I was like, hit me in the face. Do not go back to the body. And I just stayed like this the whole time. The round ended. And I was like, I got to do another one. Are you fucking kidding me? I got to do another one. My rib is hurting so bad. But again, I put my hands down just to get you to think, all right, I'm going to punch him in his face now.
Right.
And you took the bait and punched me in the face the rest of the round. So it worked out.
That's funny. So it's been a while. We haven't seen you.
Yeah,
Cage.
yeah.
What's going on, man?
So I fought in November, and it's been just a miserable winter. Like what the White House said about the
winter of death.
The winter of death. Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me leading up into my last fight. Actually, during my last fight week, I wake up Monday morning to check my weight, but I woke up in the middle of the night.
You were sick.
And I was sick, of course. I wear a ring. An Oura ring tracks my my body temperature, my heart rate, all that stuff. So I'm super consumed with all that kind of data. So I wake up Monday morning. That's like the last day I wear it too. It's Monday morning because I don't like to get consumed on fight week. Wake with Monday morning and it says you have fever. I'm like, you got to be shitting me, man. Come on, take it off. I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm not wearing it anymore. And then I feel it. I go to trainings. I'm not going hard. It's fight week, but I'm in training. I'm like, I feel it.
You can feel it.
I can feel it. And then the entire fight week is just a drag. And I'm not fighting until 11 o'clock at night. So when I'm training during fight week, I try to emulate the same time.
Right, the same time.
So I'm trying to train at 11 o'clock at night, but I'm waking up at 9 a.m. and I'm like, I have nothing to do until 11 p.m. I'm like staring at the ceiling, don't feel good, can't even eat. I'm drinking a shit ton of water. That's really all I'm doing.
That's what most people don't realize. Like, fight week is boring.
Yeah.
You can't really do
almost
anything.
the media shit is not even fun, but it's like at least it's something to do.
Gives you something to do instead of sitting in the hotel room watching TV.
And watch it. All I do is watch Food Network. So
Drinking gallons of water.
Yeah, 3 gallons on Tuesday. So that was a drag. Going to the fight, I remember being backstage. Shion and Gaethje versus Oliveira, Gaethje versus Chandler was right before my fight.
Right, they started the pay-per-view with that.
So I was warming up during that fight, and that fight was fucking nuts. And I was like, great, there goes the fucking bonus for Friday night. But the whole time I'm warming up and just watching the fight, and then Shion, he sees me. He's like, "You good? Like, wake up a little bit, because I'm flat, man. I just don't."
You weren't yourself.
I just felt like shit. I felt like shit. And then I go into I remember being backstage. His walkout song came on. I'm backstage. Shion's like, "Come on, get up." I'm like, I'm up. He's like, "Come on, Shane, get up." And I'm like, "I'm good, I'm up." And in my head, I'm like, all I need right now is to get punched in the face. That's literally
that will wake you up.
Yes, that's literally all I thought. I kept saying to myself, it's going to be good. I don't feel good right now, but as soon as I get punched in the face, I'm going to wake up and everything's going to be okay. So I'm like, Billy, punch me in the fucking face. So yeah, we go out there in the first round. He punched me in the face right in the beginning of the round. And slow start to the round, but Second and third, I picked it up and was able to gut out the win. Not happy with the performance, but happy that I was able to overcome that shitty fight week. That's probably one of the worst fight weeks. Weight cut sucked, man. Like, it came off smooth, but it was just fucking miserable. I had no energy to do it. I was like, I don't want to fuck cut this weight right now. It's miserable. So that was
Did you do sauna or soul bath?
I did the sauna blanket. Yeah, so we did that. So that was November 3rd or 6th I fought. 6th, I think I want to say. And then I fought, came back home. A couple weeks later, I was like, all right, I'm a little bit better now, but I'm banged up, so I'm not really training. Then December starts, and I get the flu. I remember I was actually at your house. And I was like,
yeah,
I was at your house. I was like, my neck is killing me right now. We were doing homeschooling at your house with my kid too. And I was like, my neck is killing me. We were getting ready to go. It was the end of the day, and we're outside. I'm just like, told my wife, like, can we just go early? I was like, my neck is really sore right now. So we get in the car and drive. I'm like, and I live an hour and 15 minutes away from you. So I'm like driving. I'm like, oh my God, my neck. I was like, what is going on right now? Then I'm like, oh, I'm sick. I was like, I'm sick. And I'm like, something's happening to my body. I get home finally. And I'm like, my neck is like locked in this, and fever comes on. I'm like, here we fucking go. So I got the flu. I had that for 4 days. So sick for my fight, get the flu.
A couple weeks later.
Yeah, a couple weeks later. And then 4 days of the flu, get better. Then the next weekend comes, and my wife and my daughter get some random stomach virus. My daughter throws up 9 times. She weighs like 40 pounds. So 9 times. Everything is coming. I'm like, all over our mattress and everything. Wife is throwing up. She's throwing up. I'm like, come on, this is a fucking shit show.
I can't do throw up.
Am I allowed to curse?
You can curse.
Okay, sorry.
I can't do throw up.
Yeah, okay.
I throw up.
Dude, I had to use like plastic spoon, cups to pick. It was a lot. Sorry, guys. So while they're doing that, I'm like, oh man, I'm in the middle of the night cleaning up after them, and I'm like, my stomach, oh no, it's coming.
And then it hit you.
Yeah, and then it hit me. And I'm like, next day, all of us were on the couch. The next day, we were all good.
All 3 of you with buckets.
Yeah, so it was like a full day and a night that we were all messed up, and then we were good. So I was like, all right, good. Get back to training normal. I'm like, all right, I'm not bad. I had the flu, I had the virus, I'm good now. A week later, my wife, my baby, not even my daughter, my first daughter, she's fine. My wife and she was 7 months old at the time, they both get COVID. So I'm like, here we go. I get COVID, and I wasn't even that sick. Didn't get a fever. I was just like,
not as bad as the flu.
No, and not even close to as bad as the flu, or the first time I got COVID. This time I was like, I just don't feel good. I'm tired, and I was like, all right, whatever. Didn't get a fever. I only had that for 4 or 5 days. Tested negative. I was like, I'm back to training. I go to get on the mat, and I'm like, just drilling. I'm like, dude, what is going on?
Hard to breathe.
I wear the polar heart rate monitor just so I can track everything. Hard to breathe isn't even the word. We're drilling, like just shadow boxing, and my heart rate is shooting through in the red, like 170, which is sprinting.
Right.
I'm like, this is crazy, dude. I'm like, what is going on? So I literally had to stop training. And I was like, I literally can't do anything right now. I can do anything for like 10 seconds at that point. And then I remember I did Roberto came in to hold pads for me, and then I teach my MMA class at 11 a.m. So I was like, dude, we're only gonna do like 4 2-minute rounds. I was like, I don't feel good. It's like I'm still recovering from this. I'll do 4 2-minute rounds. Did 4 2-minute rounds. My heart rate is pounding. I'm like, I'm done. I was gonna do more. I was like, I'm done. So I go to teach my class, and my heart rate's me screaming at the guys.
Right.
Not even demoing, I'm just screaming at them. My heart rate's through the roof. I'm like, what is going on with this shit, man? I checked the heart rate monitor at the end, and I burned over 1,000 calories. Dude, I taught a class, and I did 4 rounds of pads.
1,000 calories?
That was in January. I'm like, all right, something's going on here. So I got my antibody test done again. After the first time I had COVID, it was 93, which is good. That's what you want. If you get the vaccine, you want your antibodies to go high, right? So the second time I get COVID, my antibodies are 2,400. That's the highest you can get.
Right.
I'm like, all right, that makes it. The doctor's like, that just shows that you had so much viral infection in your body. It did a number on you. He's like, it's just gonna take time. So I've been easing my way. I've been taking a lot of supplements, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D. UFC PI's helped me out with that. Just trying to get back. And today was a great day. I'm definitely feeling a lot better, but it's been like...
So you basically had long COVID.
Yeah, and I'm
like
still dealing with it. Yeah,
lingering effects.
Yeah, still dealing with it. So
Cody Garbrandt had that.
Yeah, Cody had it, and so did
a couple other guys.
Kamzat Chimaev had it. Yeah, a couple other guys had it.
They try to push through even months later.
Yeah. It's like
and they still feel it.
I don't want to accept a fight and then have to deal with that in the middle of a training camp.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be in shape, be doing rounds in the cage already, and then accept the fight. I never want to get in shape for a fight. You know what I'm saying?
You want to be ready for the fight and then get in amazing
better shape. Exactly.
Right.
That's where I've been at for the last couple months.
Right. So
stuff.
But it's getting better.
Yeah, it's gotten significantly better. significantly better.
So that was January.
Yeah.
And now we're
the very
almost in
beginning,
May.
Yeah,
Almost
very,
in May.
very
So
beginning.
4 or 5
January.
months you've been dealing with it.
Yeah.
And you feel like now you're coming over.
I'm just getting over that hump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd love to be back at the end of summer, maybe the beginning of fall.
Okay. Speaking of fighting, how the hell do you make 145?
It's funny because, like you just said, I used to fight at 35. Everyone's like 35. I thought you fought at 35.
You were 17 though.
Yeah,
You were skinny as hell.
I was 18, 19, and then I went. Okay, my first and second fight.
When you went pro, you didn't fight your first pro fight at 35, right? No.
First pro fight, I was 145, but I could have made 35 back then. What I walked around at. But yeah, so used to fight at 35, then I fought at 40, then I fought at 47 amateur, and then when I went pro, I stayed at 45. So how I make 45 is a lot of fucking discipline, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of suffering. That's how I make 45.
Well, you love food.
I have a food, not even an addiction. I have like an eating disorder. After a fight, I'm not even joking. I'm eating until I'm sick for like a week.
What do you balloon up to? So you weigh in 145.
Okay.
1 week later, the next Saturday, what do you weigh?
Could not tell you that. You know why? Because I will never touch a scale right after a fight. I learned my lesson. I'm never, ever touching a scale right after a fight. I literally didn't weigh myself after my fight for a month. And I weighed 179.8, so I never officially seen 180.
So 180.
I've never seen 180, but yeah.
But you were probably 180
I
before
definitely
that.
had to be 180 at one point, yeah.
You think 90? You think 190? No?
No. I know for a fact not 190, no.
No?
No, that'd be hell no.
Because you know how like after the fight, like you balloon up from
Yeah.
the sodium and all the
100%.
stuff you're eating you haven't eaten in 2 or 3 months?
I'd say, if I had to guess, probably 85. But I've never seen it, so I can't say for sure.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but like I said, it takes a lot of work for me to get to 45, and I take that.
I've seen the meals you eat. They're just
You
very
see,
strict,
I go to,
very
and
disciplined.
everything is weighed, everything is calculated.
out.
You want to try this? What is it? How many grams of fat? How many calories? How many grams? You know what I mean? It's got to be like that because one little thing off, and then it makes my weight cut just so much harder. I'm trying to make it as easy as I can on my body going into the sauna. So when I go in the sauna every time, I'm only cutting about 9 or 10 pounds, which is not crazy at all.
No, it's not too bad.
Not at
For
all.
45, that's not bad.
No, everyone else, I've seen guys cut 20 plus
Yeah,
pounds.
yeah.
I'm cutting 9 or 10 pounds every time.
The day of the fight. Yeah.
The day of the weigh-ins.
Yeah. Same
So,
day,
yeah.
morning of. So that must affect, like balancing your family life
100%.
with fighting. I mean, I've seen videos on Instagram after your fight where you guys go, there's this restaurant on Friday, this restaurant on Saturday afternoon, this restaurant on Saturday night.
In my notes, I got a list of restaurants and like what I'm gonna get at that restaurant, and then I see it on Instagram and I'll save it. And I'm like, all right, we're hitting this one up. We're hitting that up.
Screenshot.
Yeah, 100%. So, and then I get my mom, and I'm like, if I see something crazy, mom knows to bake, so I send that to her. I'm gonna need that after the fight. I'm gonna need this one after my fight. I'm gonna need that one after the fight.
So you probably don't go out to eat that much.
Oh no.
During training camp.
No.
So your wife can't go out to eat with you, and
She goes out to
kids
eat
and
with her
stuff.
family.
That's what I mean.
And I'll go, but again, I literally bring my own food to the restaurant sometimes.
Oh man.
I remember we went to Cosmo's and it smelled so good, man. I'm like, oh, they're getting all the fried calamari and
You're torturing yourself.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're torturing yourself.
I'm literally like a tears coming down my eye while I'm eating a freaking a salad. I'm like,
Did you ever hear the story what Shion did with Pace during his fight at the Cheesecake Factory?
refresh my memory.
So we're at the Cheesecake Factory. He's eating, grilled chicken and asparagus, whatever. We're eating normal food. He's like, I feel like dessert. Pace, what dessert would you, if you could have dessert, what dessert would you get? And he's like, oh man, I get the apple pie a la mode. That sounds really good.
Sounds good, yeah.
So the lady comes and he's like, I'll just do an espresso. And can you bring an apple pie a la mode with no spoon and just put it in front of him? And he looks at the lady and he's like, no, please don't. Bring it, no spoon. Just leave it in front of him. And she brought it out and left it in front of him.
And nobody ate it? That's what I'm more mad about. Nobody ate it?
No, me and Jimmy ate it.
all right,
But it sat in front of him for like a good 5 minutes. We were like, we can't let it go to waste.
No.
But he just sit there miserable. And Shion's like, now remember that on Saturday. You couldn't eat that because of this guy. But he put it right in front.
That's
you want to
great.
talk about torture?
Oh, dude, yeah. No.
Like, what's the one thing you would have? Put it in front of him. No spoon. And then he's like, no spoon.
That's how I am with my friends. Like, we go on fight week, and I usually got a couple friends with me, and I go out to eat with them. UFC PI makes my meals, so I just bring my food with me to the restaurant, and they're like, Shane, what should I get? And I'm like a psycho with that, where I'll literally be like, dude, get that, and let me just smell it. And then they get it, and while I'm eating my food, I'm like watching their food. I'm like, yeah.
Well, you can take a bite of your food.
Yeah, exactly.
Smell their food and then chew real quick.
I'm a weirdo like that, where I can at least I can watch it. I can look at it.
When I was cutting weight, I would watch, like diners, dive-ins, and
That's
drives
my
and
show,
stuff
man.
like
That and Man versus Food. Big Man versus Food guy. Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
torture ourselves.
I know.
Why
I
do we
know.
do that? And it's always when, like, I literally, I haven't had McDonald's in like 6 years. It was one night down in AC. Everything was closed. I had like not even half of a burger, like 1/4, and I was just like sick to my stomach. But if I was cutting weight, I'd be like, damn, McDonald's sounds good right now.
100%.
It's like, because you can't have it.
Dude, it's like soft serve plain ice cream. My kid always gets it. I'm like, why do you get the plain? Like, get something cooler. And then like when I bring her to get it and I can't eat it, I'm like, that looks so good right now. I just want it so.
It's the fact that you can't have
Exactly.
it that makes you want to have it.
Yeah.
So fighting seems to be a family affair. You got
yeah.
Ryan's going pro next
May
almost this month.
14th. Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
I remember. So we were at a grappling tournament on Sunday. Went to the Naga, and there was a kid that reminded me of your brother.
Mohawk.
He had to be 6 years old, no shirt, shorts, mohawk, and he was good too. And I was like, that reminds me of Ryan Burgos when he was like 6 years old.
He used to armbar kids and do like a little spinneroonie or whatever.
So I mean, you want to talk about growing up around fighting?
Yeah.
He's literally been doing the stuff
Since he was 4,
Yeah.
5, 4,
So you started training when you were how old?
15.
And he was.
I'm 10 years older than him, so he was 5. Yeah, he started at 5.
So he started at 5.
Yep. Like he just turned 5 and he started, yeah.
And he's 19 now? 20?
20. He'll be 21 in July.
He's 20. So going pro at 20.
Yeah.
How do you feel like watching your brother fight?
I got 2 brothers. So my middle brother, he wasn't a natural at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He had to actually work, and he got really freaking good. So when I was watching my middle brother, it would always be like nervous because you don't know if he was going to win or if he was going to lose. But he got so much better, and when he started winning, it would I would always be nervous watching him.
Right.
Then Ryan, he always won. I don't tell him this, but like it was almost like not that I knew he was going to win. It was more how was he going to win?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like that forever, and he got that mentality too, which is not good. Where he's just so used to winning.
He was expecting to win.
Exactly, and I was expecting it too. So we would always have that expectation. So I think that weighed on him a little bit. And when he got a little bit, when he got a little bit older, he started fighting a little bit more better guys, and he faced them adversity.
Gets better,
Exactly,
yeah.
he faced some adversity. He had to go through that. Like shit, I'm not gonna win every single time. I'm gonna lose, and that was the best thing that could have happened to him because that's gonna break him, and he's gonna be like, I'm done with this. I'm never doing this again. Or he's gonna do what he did now.
Which I've seen. I've seen
100%.
kids
Seen it all the time.
win every COC.
Yep.
Never reach adversity, and then they reach that adversity, and they've never dealt with it before.
Exactly.
And they don't know how to handle
And
it.
it breaks them. It breaks them mentally, and then they're just completely done, turned off to the sport. And I saw that happen to him, where he was like, I don't really like it anymore. It's because of that.
It's more fun to win.
Exactly, 100%, 100%. And then he started doing wrestling, and the same thing happened to wrestling, where he just expected to win, and then he was winning all the time, and then same thing happened. He made it to the section championships and all that, facing the best kids in the state in the section, and then same thing. He faced that adversity, but I think that was the best thing that could have happened to him because again, it could have broke him or it could have made him who he is today, and I think it made him so much better. Like he can get his ass whooped in here and not get mad about it. Right. Back in the day, he get his ass whooped when he was a kid. He would be like so mad about it. Yeah.
It would affect him.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you more nervous watching him than when you fight?
Like I was saying before, I still have that feeling where I expect him to win, especially in a fight. So for his first 3, he had 6 amateur fights. There was maybe 2 of them that I was nervous for because the kids were good. And I didn't know how he was going to react to that, but he reacted great and he won those fights. So for this fight, I don't know if I'm going to be nervous because he's my brother. Obviously, I'm on the win, but I'm fully expecting him to win. He's seeing with the guys he's training with, Jimmy, Julio, like Ricardo, Christian, all these guys that he's training with that are just so much better than his opponent. It gives me so much confidence because, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm going to be that nervous for this one. When he gets to the UFC, I'll probably shit my pants. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? So I would always get more nervous watching you guys than even when I was fighting.
Yeah.
Because you're in control. Like when you're in there,
100%,
you're the one in control, but
100%.
you see certain things and you're like,
yeah.
Especially you, man.
I know. Keep your hands up.
Oh my God, bro.
If I had $1, if every time I heard that, I'd be a multi-millionaire.
I mean, it's so nerve-wracking
100%.
watching you guys in there.
I know. I get the same way. So like I said, I think I will be like that when he starts facing
when he gets to the higher level.
Exactly. I do think that I'll be that way for sure. But I'm super confident going into this one. I see all the work he's been putting in for this fight. I think he's going to have like a breakout performance in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously, his goal is the same as yours.
Yeah.
Make it to the UFC.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. I not just saying because he's my brother. I'm trying to be not biased at all. I really think he blends it so nicely.
Yes.
The striking, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, like it's seamless. Where a lot of guys can't do that. Like you got these high-level wrestlers that they can't blend it from striking stance to the wrestling. It's completely different. You got to be able to put it all together.
All
It's
together,
mixed martial
so they
arts.
don't
Like,
see it coming.
Yeah, you're painting a picture. It's got to be like it's got to be seamless. It can't be 1, 2, change levels, double leg.
Right.
And I think he does it the best. He to the point where he's showing me stuff. I mean, like but it's cool.
Yeah.
And I respect him as that. And I don't have an ego or anything like that. He's better. He's 100% a better MMA wrestler than I ever was. So if he has something that he sees that I can do better at, coach me. Let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah.
And your other brother never wanted to take it.
He's 1-0. He did a fight, but he realized it takes a lot. There's a lot that goes into the sport, the dieting, the training. And he's like, you know what, I don't need to do this. And I told him, I was like, you don't need to be a fighter if you don't want to be a fighter, man. This is not something that you.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
You
And
can't
just
be
'cause you're good,
half and half.
Exactly, and it's not the type of sport you want to be like. I guess I'll try it.
You don't play fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah, you play basketball.
Exactly.
You play soccer.
Nope.
This has repercussions.
100%. You fucking face surgeries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when is he fighting? May
14th.
May 14th.
Yeah, we have
125.
Ricardo. Yeah, Ricardo Fuentes is on the card too. He got a big fight. He wins that fight. He's fighting a guy that just fought for the title. So if Ricardo wins that fight,
In CFFC
yeah,
or
in CFFC. So if Ricardo
Same
wins
fight
that
card.
one, that could be a big stipulation for that one. And then we also might have Solomon on that card, which would be phenomenal too. So we get all three guys. That would be awesome.
Julio just fought. Was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Yes, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Great fight.
Picked him apart. That was like
Picked him apart. Jab was great.
A master class. Yeah.
Yes.
Took him to school.
And even the commentators were talking about just like his movement, how he hits and then he's not there.
And it was simple. It was 1-2. It was basically
1-2.
It kept landing. Double jab.
Left leg.
1-2. Yep.
Head kick.
Yep.
Body shots.
Nothing
low
crazy.
kicks.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Great movement. Great footwork. And then it hit. Like people don't realize how tiring it is to move as much as he moves. You don't.
Yes.
You do not. Especially if you don't train, you just think he's moving. It doesn't work like that. Like it is so tiring in a fist fight with so much on the line, and the guy's throwing. The guy was throwing crazy shit. So you kind of got to hold your breath while he's throwing that so you don't get the wind knocked out of you if you do get hit to the body. So you're kind of running and moving, not running. You're moving the whole time,
right.
but got to keep catching your breath, and that's exhausting. And he didn't even break a sweat.
No.
He can do that all day.
Julio's
He can do that all day.
His
He's got
conditioning is great.
ridiculous cardio.
They didn't do it, but I remember when I fought Horiguchi, they put like how much we moved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was like 1.3 miles. Like
I'd never even seen
by
that
the
stat
second,
before.
yeah, by the end of the second round almost, like how much movement, because he would move a lot too. Horiguchi was bouncing around in and out all over the place. I mean, when Jimmy at one point was gonna fight Dominic Cruz, and Shion had me and Julio emulating the style move. You want to talk about exhausting?
Yeah.
The fakes and the switches and the shuffles and the
it's
movements.
exhausting. Yep.
It's exhausting.
It is. That's a great stat though. I would love to see that brought back. 'Cause I haven't even.
So when Julio's fighting like that, that's his style.
Yeah.
He's used to
Exactly.
moving like that.
Yeah.
And then when a guy isn't used to that,
He's
they're
got to try
used
to catch him and.
Right, like more Muay Thai, like
Yeah.
stationary, maybe one step back, but not shuffling around, hitting, moving, ducking.
Yep.
You get exhausted when you.
And he
swing and miss.
was throwing haymakers. He was throwing one-hitter quitters.
Even his kicks.
Yeah. Oh,
Jump
man.
knees, spinning hooks.
Whipping hook kicks. Yeah.
I mean, you see it coming, but if it hits you.
Yeah. That's why Julio didn't stay in front of him.
He fought smart.
Great game plan. Worked out perfectly. Perfectly.
Sterling fight. What'd you think of Sterling fight?
That was a good fight, man.
Did Sterling win? How'd you score it?
Okay.
It's 3-2.
While watching it live, I didn't put any stock in. I wasn't scoring in the first round. So after watching the first round, I didn't think who won that first round. I just watched the first round. Watching the second round, I was like, all right, wow, Sterling completely dominated. That might have been a 10-8. Then that's when I started scoring the fight. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a competitive fight. So up until the fifth round, I was like, I don't remember exactly how the first round went. I had to go back and look at the stats. And I saw Sterling did outstrike him by like 4 strikes, something like that. So personally, I was like, I think Sterling edged this one out here. I think it's going to be 3-2 for Sterling.
1-2-3 Sterling, 4-5
Yes,
Young.
exactly. That's what I had. But I had to go back and watch the first round. I didn't do that. But even let's say you gave a lot of people the first round is where the
discrepancy.
Yeah, exactly. That's
right,
where
right,
it is. So if you give Sterling a yaw in the first round, okay, it was a close round, right? But
Right.
you're not going to give a 10-8 to Sterling in the second round, which
Right,
would
because
make
he
it a
dominated,
draw.
Which would make it a draw.
Would make it a draw, which
But did anybody give him a 10-8? The judges.
I don't think any judge gave him a 10-8. Which, dude, how long do you have? I've seen way worse 10-8s.
Yes.
I've seen way worse 10-8s.
Yes.
Like that, he completely dominated,
that round.
I think he had him down for within the first minute. He got him down.
And then the back
And then
control,
he
the strikes.
and he landed some bombs when he was
Yes,
out. So I
he
was
did.
like, that could easily be a 10-8 round. Then we could be looking at a draw if they gave him the first round.
Did you go back and watch the first round?
No, I didn't. I'm saying, yeah, I got to go back and watch it. But then I looked at the stats, and again, I saw just based off the stats, Sterling outlanded more. But that doesn't necessarily tell the whole story.
Well, it's the same thing, right? Because Sterling was moving very
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Kind of like Julio.
Exactly.
So the guy's moving forward, but missing.
That's
you might
why-
be moving back, but you're landing cleaner shots, and then you
Yes,
move out of the way.
exactly.
So yes, the guy is, you want to say, controlling the ring or the cage because he's coming forward.
Yeah, but is he? Winning?
Maybe you're
Is
just
he
baiting
winning?
him.
Is he
Yeah,
exactly?
come
Is he
forward,
winning?
move,
That's
boom.
what. And the thing with the judges, like, it's a matter of an opinion. It's literally an opinion.
Yeah.
What do you like more? You like the guy that goes forward, and now you like the guy that goes back and finesses on the guy.
Right.
So then, like, we need a
Or
more
this guy
universal-
lands 10 shots, but they're pop. This guy lands 6 shots, but they're boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
Well, which one do you like more?
We need more like cohesive judging where it's not a question whether your opinion and your opinion are different.
Well, it's
shouldn't be.
cliche, right? Don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah. I hate
Like
that.
Bert would say, they'll make you cry every time.
Yeah, I hate that, man. Ugh. That don't if you can't say that when you got guys. Because if we win, we're doubling our paycheck.
You're literally doubling your paycheck.
So don't leave it to the ask one fighter who wants to go to the judges today.
Oh, yeah.
Me. Like, not one of us is gonna say I want to go to the judges today. Everyone wants a highlight reel knockout, and then a submission maybe. But even the grappler wants the highlight reel knockout. Everybody wants the highlight reel knockout. So there's nobody that's ever gonna be like, yeah, I'll let it go to the judges here.
Yeah.
No, I hate that.
Because you could be winning 2.5 rounds and you try to coast, you can get caught.
Exactly.
Anybody can get caught. So why would you want to be in there longer than you?
100%. But so if you're gonna say that, then how about we just let's fix the judging? Let's just make it more of a universal.
They've been saying that for years.
I know,
man.
but we're saying it. Let's do something about it.
But again, at the end of the day, it's an opinion, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Because you can come out with these guidelines, right? And you could say A, B, and C. And for A, you might see this, but I saw this for A.
I think that we need different judges. I think you can't be having guys that are boxing judges judging MMA when they don't even know what a takedown is. They don't know how hard it is to put somebody in the cage and hold them on the cage.
Right.
You don't know. You know what I mean? That we need better judging, is what I think.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that specific fight, but I'm just talking about overall judging. I think
Overall,
it should be more cohesive.
There's been worse decisions.
100%. There's been
Like, that was a
way
close
worse.
fight.
That was a very close fight.
close
It was a very
fight. And I
close
do
fight.
think it comes down to the first round.
Yeah.
Where it's not like, okay, this judge is just like, what were you watching?
Yeah, no,
You
no,
know?
no, no, yeah.
It could have went either
Yes,
way. It could have went
100%.
either way.
And yeah, same thing with the second round. It could have been a 10-8. Nobody gave it a 10-8, but
Right.
it is what it is.
But we got big fights coming up. Got him on the screen there. What is it? 274?
Yes.
274.
Yes.
Couple veterans. Cerrone
That's a
and
good
Lozon.
card right there.
I haven't seen. When was the last time Lozon fought? You're good at
It's
this.
been a while. I don't know. It's been over a year, well over a year.
And when was Cerrone's last fight?
Cerrone fought Alex Morono. He lost that fight. He was a big favorite. That was maybe a year ago.
And that was after the Conor fight.
Yeah.
So he hasn't fought in a while either.
Yeah. After the Conor fight, he fought Pettis too, and he lost that one. He's on a skid right now. Yeah, he's on a skid right now. But that's a good matchup. That's a very smart matchmaking matchup. I like that fight a lot.
That's a good fight.
That is. Because that's a guaranteed.
That's a fun fight.
It's a guaranteed fun fight, and then you got two guys that are around the same age. So Shogun and Oben, same prove. That's a banger right there too.
Shogun had a little bit of a resurgence.
Who did he beat last? I can't remember.
That I don't know, but he
just
went
beat
on like a
somebody.
4 or 5 fight win streak, didn't he? Yeah. He did.
So many Sherdog. You need to pull up Sherdog for the references for his record.
Chandler versus Ferguson.
Yeah, that's.
I got Chandler.
Wait, those are the odds?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Ferguson's a minus 400 favorite? No, see, exactly.
I guess.
There's no way.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way. I thought he was
Yeah,
plus
that's
400. Chandler at plus 300?
That's a
good bet.
Yeah,
That's a good bet.
wild because I am very confident Chandler wins that fight.
I think Chandler keeps it on the feet.
100%.
and piece him up.
He's gonna blast that right hand right down the middle. I don't see Chandler losing that fight. No disrespect to Tony. He's on a skid right now.
3-fight skid.
3 or yeah,
3.
Lost to Gaethje, Beneil
Oliveira,
Dariush, and
Oliveira,
then Dariush. Yeah. So I got Chandler in that one for
To
sure.
think
But
we
that's
never saw
a great fight.
Tony versus Khabib.
At this point, though,
At this point, but I mean, they tried to make it 5 times.
Yeah.
So what, like
it was
3 years ago?
Yeah, that was the weirdest.
Start of COVID.
Yeah.
COVID messed up the last one.
That was the last one, but it went.
Well, the 5th one. They
Yeah,
tried to book it 4 times
went
before
back
COVID.
in like
yeah.
2000. That fight's older than my kid at this point.
2014,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, they tried to make the fight 5 times.
But like I said, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that. We didn't see it. I thought it'd been interesting for a minute,
At the
but I'm
time.
like, the way Beneil and Oliveira did, I'm like, Khabib would have won that fight. I'm pretty
Speaking
confident.
about so long, Rose versus Carla. That was the
funny.
first
Yeah.
featherweight,
No, strawweight.
strawweight title fight.
Yep.
What was that, 9
I
years
don't
ago?
even know, man. I cannot even tell you.
2013?
Was it?
When they did it on the season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And they fought. Carla's another one. Had a resurgence.
And Carla beat Rose, then ended up losing to Joanna. Then Rose ended up beating Joanna.
Right.
And Wei Lee. So now, Rose is my favorite female fighter though right now. I think she's my favorite female fighter ever. But I love the way she strikes, man. It's like
it's clean.
It's pretty.
It's
It's
clean.
beautiful. I can appreciate good technique and good.
She's not putting.
Oh my God, it's so,
Like, she's putting power in
yeah,
it.
but she's not.
But it's clean.
It's just
it's
so
all
crispy.
technique.
It's so
Yeah,
nice.
It's clean.
Trevor Whitman is her coach. She's been working with. That's
Speaking
a great
of Trevor
fight.
Whitman, coach the Gaethje.
Yeah, exactly. He's got
Right?
2 back-to-back there. Justin Gaethje and Oliveira. That's a wild fight.
That
such
is a wild fight.
It's such a it's such a hard fight to pick because you want to pick against Oliveira in almost every fight. I feel like, but at this point, I'm
Yeah.
like, the dude's got every way to win. He can submit you with arm bars,
Yes.
chokes, and leg locks. He can wrestle. He can punch. He can box. He can kick. He can knee, and he can elbow. What can't he do?
His past 2 fights, he's been caught though. Chandler dropped him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then who was the one before that?
For Dustin.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Dustin
Dustin
piecing
dropped
him up a
Dustin
little
dropped
bit.
him, yeah.
And then
But I think pound for pound, he's the most dangerous fighter in the UFC.
because he can win anyway.
Anyway. And he's, again, dropped and still dangerous. Like, you get that false sense of confidence. Like,
Right.
like I got this.
Like Chandler.
Then the dude, and like Dustin. Dustin rocked him the first round, came out the second round. He went for a takedown, got his back, got the choking, and finished it. I was like, dude, what? The dude is so dangerous. But talking about dangerous, so is Justin Gaethje.
Oh my God.
He's the most violent fighter in the UFC, I think.
That'd be a
And
good,
there's a couple.
that'd be a good fight. You and him at 150. Catch weight.
I don't know if he's making 150. He's a big boy.
He is a big
He's
boy.
a big boy.
You want to talk about fight?
Yeah,
of
I mean,
the
it was
night.
like Chandler fight. It's
Fight
just
of
violence.
the night.
Just
yes.
violence.
Yes. Chandler seems like a small 55er.
But he's jacked.
He's thick.
He says he walks around like 190. I heard he's getting.
Well, 190. You're 185.
Nah, bro, I'm not. No, get out of here. I'm 85, fat and out of shape, eating a bunch of junk food.
I wouldn't say fat. I don't
have abs at 185.
No.
Yeah,
No.
and then
I don't think he has abs at 190.
I heard that he was in the cage his last fight at 190.
I believe it.
That's insane.
What do you
see how he
think
looks?
you go in the cage at?
I
75?
know exactly. No, I know exactly what I'm in the cage at. You want me to tell you?
Well, I don't know if we don't put it out there.
Yeah, I've been 75.
Right.
I've been 75. That's still.
It's 30 pounds.
Yeah, but 90.
So 50, 55, 85 is
35
35 pounds. Well, 5 more pounds.
That's a lot, dude. Every pound matters at that
I've
point.
gone from 25 to 44.
Okay, yeah. The lower you get in weight, the
Right,
harder it is to put more weight on.
Right.
But
So that's 20 pounds as a flyweight
yeah,
compared to 35 pounds.
I guess that's 15 pounds more. Bro. That's a
Well,
lot.
let's break out the calculator and do the
Yeah,
proportions.
go ahead. But for my last fight, I wasn't 175. I was actually light from again. I was sick.
Right.
So I only got back up to 165.
But that fight, I didn't feel good because I
Okay,
went in like 44.
too
By
heavy.
the end of the training camp, I was probably 39.
You want to
You're
get back.
carrying more weight.
You want to
than
get back to
usual.
the weight that you're used to training at. Exactly.
Right. You do feel that. You feel that extra weight. Like if you're training at 68 and then you go up to 75. You're going to
body's
feel
like,
it by
what
the
the
third
fuck?
round. Yeah,
We
your
haven't been
body's like-
training at this weight exactly. So you want to get back to it's 3 weeks. Wherever you were 3 weeks before weight cut, that's what you want to get back to. That's the science.
So what are your picks for the top 3? Who
All
are you
right.
going with?
For the main event we'll start with, or
Yeah.
all right, that's such a hard one to pick, but it's almost impossible to. Who am I rooting for? I'm rooting for Justin Gaethje. Who am I picking? I'm leaning towards Oliveira just because, like I said, he's got so many ways to win that it's hard to pick against him. But it's like a 51-49 fight for me. Like that.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Like I don't see. I can see Charles submitting Gaethje. You can't see Justin.
But I can see Justin knocking him out.
Oh,
for
100%.
sure. For sure.
But then again, Pettis
Yeah.
caught him.
Yeah. That's true.
Pettis got him with a guillotine.
Yes.
So you never know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I agree with you though. I got to go with Charles.
Yeah. Second fight, Rose and Carla. Carla won the first one. I think that was a completely different. Today's Rose and that Rose, you can't even compare them. So I think
they've both gotten better.
100%.
But Rose has gotten
Exponentially better.
more better.
Yeah. She's gotten more better. So I'm going with Rose in that one. I think it will come down to the takedowns though, because I do think Carla will get a takedown or two. But I think Rose's submissions, even though she got submitted by Carla in the first fight,
that was 9 years ago.
I think
almost. Who knows?
Yeah, we can't even put too much weight into that one. So I think Carla will get a couple takedowns, but I'm going with Rose either by a late finish or by decision.
And then I got Chandler.
I don't see Chandler losing that fight. And the fact that he's a plus 300 underdog, that has to be a typo.
That's crazy.
It has to be a typo because it just doesn't even make sense. The guy's coming off of 2 losses. Granted, they were close fights. Ferguson's coming off of 3 losses that weren't close fights. So I can't see that being.
Let's just look at this first one.
Jeez. There you go.
Michael Chandler.
Oh, there you go. He's a favorite there. So it's a typo.
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh, okay, it's a typo.
Minus 400,
Yeah.
minus 420,
Yeah,
425,
yeah.
450, 478.
Oh, it goes all the way to 435 at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. We corrected it. UFC.com. We got to help you guys out. You almost lost us a lot of money.
Shane was about to break out his phone. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm very confident
Those are good odds.
in Chandler winning that one.
Those are good odds.
But it's going to be a good fight. It's not an easy fight. Tony is
Tony's so tough, too.
He's like too tough for his own good, I feel like.
I mean, the Gaethje fight, the ref stopped it.
Great stoppage.
Could have been stopped earlier.
Great stoppage.
Could have been stopped earlier.
100%.
So there's no quitting him.
Yeah.
And then, the same thing with Oliveira, his arm.
And then Beneil with the heel hook. Beneil gets a heel hook. So I'm like, that's 3 fights where. But again, they weren't close fights. Granted, he's losing top competition. So Gaethje, Chandler's on a 2-fight skid too, but he almost won those fights.
He almost won both those fights.
Both those fights. Very competitive.
Gaethje fight was close. Caught him with some big shots.
And
dropped Oliveira. He's right there.
He's right
there. He didn't lose any stock in those fights.
Not at all. So I'm going with him confidently in that one.
So we got Oliveira, Rose, Chandler.
Yes, sir.
I agree with you.
Yep.
Shane, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you guys next time.